Yes, it's time for the pre-match. Another match coming at you that should be quite exciting, I think. In a lot of ways, we get to see FaZe Clan, one of the favorites for many people. Certainly, if not a favorite to win the tournament, a favorite in many people's hearts.
I think so. It's got so much prestige behind the organization. The players within it, it's always been considered a star-studded roster. A new look this time at the major with Adren coming in as well.
Yep.
They did win the E-League Invitational about a month ago at this point. That was a 4-team tournament. They managed to beat Cloud9 in the finals the last time we saw them play. It was a 2-1 victory.
Yeah, and it was a double elim bracket, and Cloud9 actually beat them in the group stage rather than the playoffs. So it was an interesting one because they kind of went 1-on-1 with Cloud9. But yeah, you're right. They were the champions. It's the format. And this was the team that we thought was going to pull the Astralis, that we thought was going to go on an unbelievable run last year with Kerrigan at the helm after they traded out Kiyoshima and Alu and brought in Olaf and Guardian, arguably the best operator in his time, and Olaf, the best player undisputed in 2015. We thought no one's going to touch this roster, to the point where it struck so much fear in teams such as MIBR that they got rid of their all-Brazilian lineup in an attempt to secure Flamey and Simple. That fell through. They went with 2 Americans. Everyone was panicking in the scene, and it never materialized.
It's a very good point. I think FaZe has been disappointing in the sense that, yes, they found some trophies. They've had plenty of finals. They haven't had that major victory, though, yet. Whether this is the one, I'm not so sure. I'm not convinced yet this is the time. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a slow burn. But still, they should do some damage here. Opening game against HellRaisers, we could talk about them a little bit. They just signed Hobbit, bringing him in as well to the lineup, and they've obviously still got the star-studded Issa and Voxic there. Has always been a massive talking point. Dead Fox, a little bit more of a veteran of the squad, and then Angel as well, the in-game leader, who's always talked about being the fragging IGL.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and yeah, I think you're right. I'm not still on board with FaZe again, but it's incredible to think how much effort and time went into this roster and how impressive they were for such a period of time that they never won the major. Remember, Cloud9 denied them in Boston. That was supposed to be their major.
Yep.
There's that famous shot of Nico just thinking, this can't be happening. It can't, like it's breaking down again. You go back to Krakow before that, even when they had Alu and Kiyoshima, a lot of people had them as the favorites, and they didn't succeed there either. So, yeah, Nico's been on this team for a while. He went here to make it the dream team, and it just hasn't been a dream, really, to be honest. Lots of tournaments won, but no majors. HellRaisers, yeah, you bring up a good point. Hobbit coming in, he has won a major.
Yep.
He won the Krakow major with Gambit. He won it with Zeus at the helm, but now joins Angel, who really wanted to play with Hobbit, who really wanted him on his team, considers him one of the top players in the world. He was in the top 20 last year, not this, 2017, not 2018, I should say. And I think if he shows up in form that we know him capable of, people are writing off HellRaisers too soon. I actually have them in the top 8. I do.
Yeah, I don't think that's the worst shout at all, because they are infamous for being Giant Slayers. They are very good at being a plucky team that no one really rates going into the tournament, but then they always steal away a playoff spot somehow, and we'll see if they can perform here. It'll be a good litmus test to see where they're at right now. I know Hobbit, towards the end of Gambit and his tenure there, he dropped off individually. I felt like it was the whole project that no one was really performing that team. Like, it just goes without saying, the Gambit aren't here at all at this major. Didn't manage to get through the CIS minor, so it goes to show that they've dropped off completely. And there's a player that's got a lot of conversation around him as well. The Norwegian powerhouse Ro1, who had a very disappointing 2018, I would say, by his standards. What we expect from him, he started off the year very well, and then towards the end, the last 6 months, he was not really at a level we expect from him. From what I've heard, from talking to pros, apparently he's back and looking sensational. We saw glimmers of that at E-League as well, and we'll see if he can perform. He's definitely vital. We are going to be playing Train here, and that's one of his most infamous maps. Had some of his hugest clutches on this particular map, and we'll see where he can perform here today. From what I can see, it will be FaZe starting on the T side, though. So it's essentially their pick, I guess you want to look at it like that. And HellRaisers starting on the CT side. That's definitely going to be an advantage for them. We don't really have much information on the HellRaisers score. They haven't been at many tournaments as of late. We've only seen them from the latter stage of the last year, attending a few events. Didn't really look their absolute best, but they're always going to be a dangerous team. Lots of power here. And Voxic, for me especially, want to see the most out of him. He is considered a world-class AWPer. Whether he can live up to expectations today against Guardian, who looked amazing at E-League. He was one of the players that really shone for them at that particular event. Is a scary prospect, and FaZe certainly the favourites going into this one, but it should be a good game nonetheless. I hope we get double digits at least for HellRaisers, maybe a bit more, who knows, as we have the final huddles coming in here. And of course, we didn't mention that Yanko is now the coach of FaZe.
It crossed my mind, and then it quickly, we moved on so quickly, I never got a chance to say it, but yeah, absolutely. He's come over. Imagine that. Goes from being an analyst to coaching MIBR and then FaZe as his first 2 teams.
Yeah, not bad, is it? some of the biggest organizations possible and some of the biggest players and talents available to you.
What happens now, though? Does he go to like Astralis? Going to replace Sonic? I doubt it. Does he just come back and join us?
I think for Adren and himself, I think the major is like the sort of trial period. They kind of assess the team after this one and see where everything sits and whether this is where they want the team to go. There's a lot of rumors circling around other players that have been considered for the 5th spot. Adren's still there for now, and we'll see how they can do in this major. It's certainly a scary team on paper. Whether that translates on the server, though, will be seen in a few minutes as they start to put the headsets on now. I think that we're almost ready to get into this one, and which will be the second game of the day on this broadcast. We have 8 best of ones in total to bring you.
Yep.
And
I think we do 6
We're
going
to do 6 on this stream. Yeah. So this is our show for the next 6 hours or so. So
I always knew I'd have a show someday.
Yeah.
Just thought it would be like a Play-Doh show for kids or something. But I do want to ask you, Henry.
Go on.
Prediction.
For me, with FaZe on the T side, I think HellRaisers will break double digits. They'll win some big clutches, and they'll have some big ore potential, hopefully. But overall, I feel like FaZe, as long as they get one of these pistol rounds, should be winning it, like 16-11 or something like that. But if HellRaisers do somehow manage to shock and upset here, which it would be a massive upset, I feel like this could be the beginning of quite the interesting stage.
I don't want to use the word massive yet. In best of one, if it's a best of 3, I'll say yes, it's massive. In best of ones, early in the event, you do kind of want to favor FaZe because, like you say, they won E-League and they've played a little bit more recently. But I don't want to call it a massive upset yet.
It's fair enough.
I don't want to overstate any of the best of ones.
No, it's fine. Like, I can only really assess from what my gut feeling. Right? I got the first 2 predictions of the tournament wrong.
You're not wrong in saying it's an upset. You're absolutely not wrong in saying that. I just want to rein it in a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we'll see what they can do here. All eyes on HellRaisers here. They can win the pistol on the CT side. They'll be off to a flyer as we get into it. FaZe will have 2 smokes. Flashbang suggests an outside play. Smokes towards either side of the bomb site. Molotov towards the Hell position, perhaps, while they get through. We'll see how it translates here. Inside, very unlikely, unless it's going to be a huge fake here. As the smokes are deployed, you can see left and right at the bomb site, just there. Flashbang from Adren as his teammates get ready to go towards Pop Dog. Guardian's already there, and they've lost the initial kill. What a shot that is from Voxic.
Yep. That's not a bad way to get things started. Drop the bomb temporarily, but it's picked up by Rain. They had multiple players heading from E-Box, so it was easily recovered and then planted. But Rain had spotted before he could duck down behind the train. It gives Issa the exchange. Gave them the information as to where Issa was, so he got taken out immediately after. Hobbit did as well, but we're in a 3-on-3, and Olaf's playing the big one. He's going to try and go for the flank. Won't have anyone directly in front of him because Dead Fox already taken down, but he will certainly be ready for Angel if he can find the shots. He was. Voxic, the man who started it, has to end it, and he needs 4 kills in total doing so. Bomb's already too far gone. He doesn't have a kit. He's too far away from it. It's going to be FaZe Clan to win out the pistol.
Some cool music as well to go along with the action, it seems, as Nico looks very happy with that one. It will be 2 kills for him after losing the initial frag. You could see that round played out pretty much as we built it up. The smokes either side of the bomb side there, and then we see the bomb planted, the CT's unable to deny, and then the frags going in their favor with a nice flank from Olaf Meister, waiting for the CT to rotate from inside. Makes his way through the connector and closes out the round. We get into number 2 here, and we'll see if there's any sort of purchase from the CTs, and there certainly is. They force sport in the second round here of Train. There's going to be a couple of scouts, 5-7s, Deagles. Now, you don't see this too often. On maps like Inferno, you can definitely justify it. We do see it on Train with this double scout combo because it's such a long-range map, but not every team will want to risk everything here, especially if you're what we'd call the underdog at this point, because your financial situation going forward it will be a little bit compromised, but it just means they'll take a full eco next round if they lose this, and they'll actually have pretty decent money as the loss bonus has been modified these days. Hobbit looking towards inside, actually hitting a few shots on Rain there. Takes him down to 49, and he won't know that, but still, it will be the inside pursuit from FaZe Clan here. Molotov towards a bomb site, and going to be a final commitment with the opening kill not quite coming in. There it is, a couple for FaZe.
Yeah, they could have finished that kill probably behind the train on Hobbit, but didn't want to spray through Olaf Meister to do so, given that they already had the advantage. No need to tear your teammate apart with an SMG against pistols. 4-on-1, just Dead Fox remaining, and he's easily found. Olaf already deep inside of the site. FaZe Clan go up 2-0. 2-0, as you would say.
Yes, that's true. Well, it should be 3 at this point as well, for reasons I just mentioned. Is this a timeout? I did hear a vote called.
I did, and I think this is going to be technical? I mean,
yeah, it should be. There's no reason to have a tactical timeout here. Yeah, it is technical, just to confirm, so presumably just a headset issue, but you wouldn't have a tactical timeout here because you're full eco anyway. There's not really much you can discuss.
Yeah, there's nothing. It's not like you're going to surprise buy on anyone either.
No, exactly.
The referee just ensuring that no one's talking.
There's Dead Fox on the right-hand side of your screen, the former AWPer.
Now that we're calling them referees, should they get some sort of like striped uniform like other sports?
That would be quite cool.
Yeah.
Just to stand out a little bit, make it clear.
Yep.
I think they used to do that at ESL tournaments like 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago.
Maybe give them a whistle as well.
Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah, I'm down. And then the head referee, the chief of referees, which would be Mihai, can walk around with like orange stripes on his arm.
That's actually, this is building up quite nicely. I think we should submit this idea officially.
I'm into it.
Wow.
Maybe make them wear skates in the booths as well.
What, are you doing like basketball now? Is that what you're going with? It's skating
just
around the
hockey
arena?
and
okay.
CS mix.
Okay. We'll get into round 3, and we'll see this full eco come through. Angel's got an HE grenade, presumably used towards main. Rain will take a little bit of damage there, just 8, so nothing too significant. They don't even have much firepower here, but they know what they're up against in terms of just pistols, so don't need to upgrade these weapons. And let's try and farm some cash here. It's an idyllic start for FaZe as they look to find a clean sweep here. Should be able to happen. Guardian not checking the closed corner, though, will cost him at least 1 frag. Olofmeister doesn't want to go for the quick trade. Plays it smart and waits for the CT to give him a free kill. 3-0. But remember, with the loss bonus the way it is now, you can actually get a decent buy. Like, both approaches are viable. You can eco the second, buy third, or buy in the second and have a pretty decent buy here as well with an AWP, albeit glass cannon. Does Voxic want it? He does not. So they're focused on the AUG as well. So they could have got the sniper out, but I guess the fact they're up against SMGs and they know it, they want to just have a bit more utility and hold them off. Guardian's not wasting any time. He brings out his AWP and he won't have any rifle sniper against him. He was absolutely lights out of E-League, and we'll see if he can kick off the first gun round with a showstopper here as he holds towards the main entrance. Get boosted on pallets. Very common boost, just to look above the bomb train here. And we'll see now CTs play a very defensive game.
Yeah, Issa's already re-smoked out at Pop Dog. Rain moving out above the ladder, just sprays in, pretty standard nade deep, spray close, hope for some damage, but no one there. So Guardian didn't get anything from the boost, he drops back down. We know he's one that will fire the wall shot.
Oh yes.
So keep an eye for that, if not T side, definitely CT side, he'll go for it once or twice. It's pretty rare that it hits, but it's worth mentioning because the one time that it does, it looks absolutely brilliant. Hobbit's going to start it off, though, by taking down exactly the man mentioned on the AWP, and Issa's going to add 2 more to it as Hobbit steps out with the AUG. And HellRaisers looking to take their first gun round.
Talk about a convincing one as well. Before FaZe can even get out of the choke points, are absolutely taken down. And it's Olofmeister left the Mac 10. He's got $7,000. This is by design, though. Obviously, you'd think, oh, he can upgrade to an AK. Why wouldn't he? It's a Mac 10. Because they're on the T side right now. They want to just snowball. They want to take advantage of the fact they have so much cash and try and maintain that if they can. Unfortunately, this round didn't really work out for them. They can still buy into the next. If Olof can get 1 kill here, that would be great, but I doubt that's going to happen. You can see so everyone looking in his position. They heard him drop down, and it will be the first on the board for HellRaisers. Like we said, very convincing round. Didn't drop a single player there. They recovered the AWP. There's still plenty of money for FaZe as they get ready for their first official gun round here. With all the rifles, they might not have an AWP. They'll have to drop it. Well, they have done that straight away, so Guardian will get that, and it means Olofmeister now will buy out the rest of his utility. Still got $2,100 residual cash. A nice healthy buy for them. As we head into round number 5, we'll see who comes out on top. Can HellRaisers maintain that level of performance against a full buy? I'm not so sure. There's a Dren. The new signing for FaZe. Used to play with Hobbits back in the Gambit days. Obviously won the same major as him as well. Hobbit to be flashing in.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Olaf just standing there in the corner. You can see him behind the dumpster. So HellRaisers, after winning their first gun round, take the lead in this one significantly. First pick very easily sustained, and then Nico sits on 52 HP. Dead Fox Angel, they'll cover off the inside sight. And it does look like that's where things are going. No further action toward the Ivy position, so They are concerned a little bit about A main and Pop Dog, obviously a very popular and potent split, but they can easily get a rotation position from Issa. Good counter Molotov. They're completely segregated. Still, though, they find the kills. Rain gets one on Angel. Guardian's got Issa. He was the first to arrive inside Z Connector, and he had the high angle. Guardian, he follows it up. I take that back. He was low side. I thought he was the one that entered by the ladder. It's a 2-on-2. Bomb's not planted until now, and Guardian's left alone with Voxic staring him down as soon as it was.
Well done by HellRaisers there. They managed to fend off the initial default there, managed to find a man advantage as well. The Hobbit push towards Ivy, funneled them towards inside, and the CTs were very aware of that fact. They rotate players in, they have a nice stack going on, some great shots from Guardian at close range to actually get them into the round and get the bomb planted, but ultimately Voxic waiting for the repeat. He was able to find the kill in the 2 versus 1, and that was the end of the round. It's 2 in a row for HellRaisers, and it looks like we might have the first eco from FaZe here. They have enough for at least a partial buy. They can get some deagles and armor here. I'm sure we'll see a little bit of that action come through. Rain being very conservative with his cash. 4,600 only gets the deagle. So he'll be the one to drop the orb next round, I assume. As we get into it, HellRaisers should be able to tie things up, no problem. No real grenades. This will be an inside play with the 1 flashbang from what I can see. Usually you get everyone towards brown holes like this, and then flash over, try and trade out a frag if you can, and the fact that Rain's gone down suggests it'll be going even quicker. So 1 flash over, in we go. Flash won't do much for Dead Fox there, so he's going to have a chance to repeat this, but actually it's all falling apart. 4 versus 3 now, and the T's will be able to manage to recover a rifle, I'd assume, as this on the flank brings it into a 3-on-3, and they still have the advantage here.
Yeah, the MP9 picked up is all they get for it. Nico already gone. This is Molotov'd out rather rudely by his teammate. Certainly that was not the intention, but Adren getting aggressive. They figured it out. Process of elimination. He had to be inside of the smoke. Hobbit able to spray in and find him, and it's now another round. Tie game. CT side for HellRaisers looking pretty good. FaZe, no slouches on train either.
Absolutely not. Well, that was their eco. They get 2 kills and a bomb plant. Nice, healthy situation now. Olofmeister and Adren getting it done as Issa came in on the flank. At that point, the round was over for them. Issa manages to clear things up. Hop with the final kill there as we get into number 7 here. We're all tied at 3-3. Orb will be out for Guardian this time. No tactical timeout yet. You can see utility level great on both sides. I mean, it's a nice full purchase. Hop this time with the Org once again. Adren holding for initial aggression.
Angel still down at the bottom side of the ramp. Push up from Issa. It's not guaranteed in this position that you're going to get a kill. Sometimes late shaking it, the T's will flash in. And oftentimes, you can be traded quite easily, so have to be somewhat careful with that. Molotov down at the bottom side of the ramp already, but it's a bit early because they're only just gathering inside of the brown halls now. In fact, there's only 2 there. I imagine... Yeah, so this is a good time to look back here. I was wondering if they were up the stairs because the map can be misleading in that one spot on train. They are still in A main. I imagine this will be these 2 hitting here, trying to sell a fake on B, and then back through Pop Dog.
Well, that's Nico and Rain. Quite a powerful combo.
You could even justify 1 through Pop Dog and 1 pushing B on a lurk, maybe. But you got to get some movement.
The fact they have so much B-Horse control, and they're now going to deploy 2 smokes in. This is definitely going to be the fake, Matt. You are correct. So they're going to send these players in, but Adren has... Oh, sorry, Nico has been taken down. It's Angel to find him, and the CTs are well too aware of this, but still a trade comes through.
That's a trade that Olaf, he nearly read it. They had 2 inside of the ladder room. The fact that Angel pushed, figured out and spotted them falling back, they knew it was a flank, and then they also knew that it was likely going to be Pop Dog the next position. Olaf did very well to identify that himself and try and take them back out of the equation, but Guardian, good shot on Hobbit. They're not done yet. Bomb will get to the site on the back of that shot, thankfully, with 8 seconds left, because that in the rounds, or that in itself would have been the round if Guardian went down.
That 1 Molotov thrown towards Pop Dog was fantastic. You can see what it's done to the CTs now. They've had to separate 1 connector, 1 at Ivy, time ticking away. They have both got kits. But 2 kills to find on this outside bomb site is an incredibly difficult procedure. And they'll actually turtle up together as well. Guardian focusing towards Pop Dog until he hears a defuse come through. He'll flash and then peek, I'd assume. As now Angel's going to be spotted. Guardian's going to nail that shot. No problem at all. Issa, his days are numbered and he just bails out of the situation. It's going to be FaZe to win the round. He gets the AWP. Their money is actually pretty decent, especially if he saves his weapon. He'll be able to drop one, no problem. They could even go for a double AWP setup. Like we said, Dead Fox used to be the AWP of this squad, so maybe that's where they'll be leaning towards as the game develops. There's FaZe managing to come back. It was a B fake, and you could see Angel and Issa, very well done initially, but as soon as that Molotov came in and the rain flank came through, it all started to fall apart.
And that was 2 great mid-round calls, because again, if they were going to flank, or fake, excuse me, and go back toward Pop Dog, Issa did well to hold it, despite Olaf's best efforts. But then as soon as he identified that they'd lost that fight, the Molotov holds him in, and Rain just goes, right, I'm going through B. I'll just go the other way.
Yeah, and it worked out perfectly. Well, there won't be a double AWP setup. It's still going to be in the hands of Voxic there. FaZe in the lead on the T side now as they continue to run their default. Nothing really changing for them. Angel will be backed up towards inside as a misthrown Molotov there. Rain makes up for it. 3 players inside in total. As soon as he picks his lower ramp, could be in trouble, but manages to negate the initial AWP bullet. Finds the kill on the ledge towards Angel there, but still a 4-on-4. The CTs might even leave inside completely open at this point and just stack outside after showing so much presence. We'll see.
So Guardian in the inside of the hallway already. Adrian trying to get inside of A main. We'll get Hobbit, who thought he could sneak in, but was apparently wrong. Former teammates, by the way.
Indeed.
Former major winners together. So there's 3 major winners on FaZe. Take that back, excuse me. Just 2, Olaf and Adren. I was including Guardian in that. He's been runner-up so many times.
He has. Navi a couple of times.
3, 4 times? 3 at least. Navi twice, and then once with FaZe in Boston.
Well, so far so good in this round at least. Nico might be able to close things out here. He gets the information that Issa is indeed inside and the bomb's being planted outside. Nico is looking to close things out at this point, and Issa just trying to stay alive as their money is starting to be drained.
You might get away with this. Survival instincts kicking in. Nico's cleared. Oh, he looked back. I was going to say Nico's already cleared that angle and he got away, but Nico was aware that he had to be somewhere near B, so it will be 5-3 in favor of FaZe. Yeah, that's an interesting storyline in this game itself. Hobbit and Adren winning sort of a Cinderella story major with Gambit together. Now they find themselves on very different teams in very different situations as well.
Yeah, just breaking off from the Gambit's nightmare it became after winning the major. It seems like some teams find it to be a curse almost. If you remember when NIP won their major, they felt like it was just too much pressure at that point. Couldn't ever relive that magic, and it just never came together and all fell apart. I guess the only teams that really kind of stood the test of time in that respect, we had Fnatic, won multiple titles, then SK Gaming as well. Obviously different organizations across that stage, but it seems like when certain teams win the major, it seems like it all goes wrong. Look at Cloud9. After they win the major, the team just completely dissolves. Like they lose their star players and it falls apart. Very odd sometimes how it all works out. Gambit, they won that major, never really saw them again after that.
No, we didn't. And part of that was the Kane/Zeus ordeal that led to their departure from the team.
Right after winning the major.
Yep.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
Hey, so yeah, we won that, but we don't know what Kane really did for us, so we don't want him as a coach. And then Zeus just kind of went, cool, I'm out with him then.
Indeed.
And that was the pretty shocking stuff. That Zeus also went back to Na'Vi, which was the team that cut him, and then they went, hang on, you won a major. Maybe we made a mistake. Come on, homeboy.
Well then, tactical timeouts, and it looks like HellRaisers won't be investing into this round. It's starting to get a little bit daunting for them now. Really needed a strong CT showing to allow me to believe at least that they could do this. They got 3 decent gun rounds after losing the pistol, but now it seems like they're starting to drop off. They're going to have to take an eco here. They've got 3-4 HEs they'll be used towards the main entrance, and Guardian, he might even go down to this. If he goes for an aggressive pick, he'll probably be dropped. Nade's coming in, and one more will do it. Not quite, they haven't landed quite correctly, so he takes a lot of damage. If one more of those grenades was on target, it would have got the kill.
Like
there
that?
it is.
Like
just
that
like
one?
that.
He was even scoped in looking at it.
Okay.
He just couldn't respond in time. Nico can. If they want to push through and try and take that off, Nico's going to protect it with a Molotov, trying to press the E key on top of it. They're just feeding the man.
Yeah. It was getting a little bit scary with the Molotov in his hand, but actually worked out perfectly. Not too much panic, and he'll win the round as it goes to a 4-on-2. Is there an Angel? Deagles, no armor. The only kill they've got so far is the aforementioned HG grenade. But right now, just waiting to get a bit of intel. They're being very disciplined. Nico with 3. On for the ace, but Olofmeister confirming inside is indeed clear.
He's already walked by just about everyone. He's going to try and get up toward the Z-connector here. They're cut off by Angel. When I say walk by everyone, I mean spots that everyone would be in at this point, so he's cleared the site. They'll get an AK for that. Issa is left alone, but that's all right. Likes to be alone. Far from the site as well. Nico on the AWP. If Issa was aware of that, he might try and challenge Rain and go for a fast defuse. Not that he has a kit, but he was miles away. Issa will just back off and save the AK. That's the smarter decision. So it's been slews of 3. FaZe started out 3-0. HellRaisers tied it up, and now we are 6-3 in favor of FaZe.
Looking very comfortable indeed. They lose a few kills. Issa will save the AK. Like I said, when teams get into a real rut, the double AWP setup is an option for them. The loss bonus certainly going to get them in a position where that's possible. Hobbit and Angel both within AWP territory, but it's Voxic that needs the weapon, so they'll have to drop it for him. Might be a tactical timeout again here, just to organise that situation for themselves. Issa saves the AK, so they'll certainly buy into this one. Just the one AWP again, so not really too fond of the double AWP setup, it seems, these days. There's a Dren getting it done. Issa with some nice shots. Managed to get a decent amount of kills considering the situation. 6-3 though. Anything but good when you're on the CT side and you're considered the weaker team. Voxic makes his way towards Ivy, looks towards main entrance, and now it's Nico deploying the initial utility to try and make his way out of main entrance. Same story for a Dren. They'll exchange blows as FaZe come out on top. It's a 3 versus 3, but certainly favours them as Olofmeister continues to apply pressure outside. Hobbit, the last line of defence, as his teammate rotates him from connector. Sits in the smoke right now, has bought enough time for Angel to get on the scene. But surely, after giving away his position, they'll be done for. They could just take the bomb and leave the premises. Good shot from Guardian. Seems like that form from E-League has been transferred over. Nothing really missed so far. And Angel, the in-game leader of HellRaisers, 4 kills to his name. He's going to need 3 more here if he's got any chance of winning it. They know exactly where he is. Behind the bomb train here, and there's the final shot. Nico, great stuff to close things up. And it will go 7-3. And they're back to an eco once again, or at least a partial buy.
Partial, but they break the streak of 4. Of 3. They get their 4th FaZe side. Starting to really show that their form on train is pretty world class again, and putting HellRaisers back in their place. So far today in our games, we've actually had some T-side dominance. Not dominance, but it's T-side favor.
Yeah, it's weird to see it on train especially, and maybe that just goes to tell you that this matchup might be going well in favor of FaZe. If they could break double digits on T-side, I'm not sure HellRaisers will be able to bring it back, but here's Angel. He's got the MP9, and, well, not for long. That's removed. He did decent damage towards Rain, but unless you're finding a kill with that sort of buy, doesn't really do too much for you. As now, the Molotov on top of the pop dog here. And just wait to see if they can flush out some CTs. There was Issa there. You saw him take a little bit of damage there from the Molotov, so that actually clears out the pop dog room. Instead, Fox waiting inside of the Deagle. He's the only inside player at the upper ramp.
Deagle's last game certainly had an impact. We saw it quite early on, certainly in the hands of Zaiwu. He's going to wait above. Does spray and eventually get impatient, but Dead Fox, if he's going to go, he actually wants to hold. He wants to let Nico walk into him. Crosshair placement's high if Nico crouches. Reaction time was there. Crosshair placement not. Nico gets the 2nd kill in the round now for FaZe. Cheeky little battle with Woxic, trying to get information as to exactly where Guardian is. That's where he was, not where he is. Guardian's not that foolish. He won't stay in the same place twice, excuse me. He's had enough of this battle.
Yeah, throws a Molotov, that'll push the CT away. They've got inside under control as well. The AWP wants to be on lower ramp, ideally let someone else deal with the pop dog. And the CT's now not looking too infused at this one. Might as well save their Deagle and armor. Might sound a little bit silly in that regard, but they actually will save a lot of cash if they don't have to buy armor going into the next one. You can see this will be maximum loss bonus after losing this. Voxic, a player we had to see perform on train, especially 4 and 7. Angel 4 and 10. It's Issa at the very top. Hobbit was 7. But Nico, he's found all the frags, along with Guardian so far. As Olofmeister will be dropped to recover a weapon from that, perhaps. Hobbit, though, unable to finish things off, and it will just be a 5-7 and a Deagle save. This has got a helmet as well. So not all is lost, but very comfortable so far as FaZe go 8-3 up. Will we see a change of setup here? We'll see some aggression from the CTs. There are little plays towards the Ivy position we saw Hobbit flash through. That was very good. Maybe they want to try something like that out again.
Yeah, that worked extremely well. That was what got them their first round quite convincingly. They won that, and then they also caught out, interestingly, the one round they lost, they also caught out exactly what the fake was up to with the push from Angel. So the aggression early on was finding them kills. It just fell apart very quickly when the money was gone. Voxic's going to be on the AWP this time. And already looking toward A main, he won't be able to spot anyone aggressively. Nico's already gone to where Brown Halls have blown out the windows. Molotov's down to the bottom of the ladder, and they were hoping that that would push people back to Wolof, but he's slightly ahead of the play. And a Molotov still at his feet. He's forced over to the left on entry. Put him directly in front of the AWP. So timing a little bit off for FaZe as a result. Angel, top of the train. At this point, falling off the angle so as not to be spotted if they walk in the ramp, is watching upper, and with the smoke down, he's hoping it's going to funnel them that direction. So far inclined. That seems to be where FaZe are going. And Dead Fox is slow to react, but there, he's got the headshot on the AUG.
You really wanted Guardian to pick that, surely, first, but either way, he won't, and they'll have to go in through the upper round. That's why, because he's got the AWP, he can actually challenge that angle, and Nico dropped. It's going to be a 4 versus 2. Still recoverable, though. Guardian and Rain might as well go for it, because they've got so much cash here, coming to the latter stages of the half, as Guardian actually sneaks past the CT, but I'm not sure for how long. And it will be Rain left in the 3 versus 1. 45 seconds, might as well take the plant down and see what's available to himself. Baits them out, and at this point definitely will plant because he knows this round is going against him.
I was going to say, I thought I saw a nade a minute ago, but it was in the air. That's why I lost track of it on the HUD.
There it is.
Yeah, that was cheeky that Guardian doesn't go first, but great play from Angel. He played an angled upper. As soon as he knew that the upper kill came in, they backed. Guardian got the pick. Probably going to try and attack the site from lower at that point. So he peeked back out, perfect timing, got the kill. 8-4, HellRaisers pull one back. Not really a change of setup per se.
Not really, no.
But they just had the weapons to find it. This time they are limited slightly. Dead Fox goes onto a FAMAS. And are they limited, should we say, having an M4 in the hands of Issa?
Possibly.
Is that not an AUG?
Yeah, that's true. And Dead Fox, well, he'll be helping out Voxic there at the start. It does the damage with the incendiary, and it follows up with the wallbang from the AWP to get the first kill here. Starting to find some ground at least. It will be HellRaisers with control of the main entrance. They've taken down Nico. Issa doesn't want to pick up the weapon just yet and give away the fact he's in that position. But it does funnel them inside. There's only one player there. Guardian, there with Rain right now. Waiting for the smoke to go down, they'll go for a contact play, knowing that Angel is anchoring alone, and he pulls out the incendiary, unaware they'd be so close, and Guardian brings it right back. Doesn't just need the sniper, he's also a world-class rifler, as we'll see them do most of the work towards inner. It's Hobbit who has to save the day here, but he might be outflanked. A player towards Connector, not looking in his position. That's Rain going down as the 3-on-3 ensues. It'll be up to the CTs now to rotate in. They're quite a distance away.
Big round as well. Reset potential for FaZe against HellRaisers. Hobbit still trying to find that angle. Smoke finally dissipates. 1 in the halls. And 2 already in T-spawn. They're not even going to consider this.
They're certainly not.
I expected they'd give that a little bit more of a go with Hobbit so far inside of the site, but perhaps they didn't feel the rotations were favorable to walk through the hallway, so it's going to go 9-4. They'll keep 3 guns, excuse me, and an AWP. Issa's got enough carried over, he can drop one. The others are going to be fairly limited in options. So not ideal, and they give FaZe the round as a result.
Well, the easy one for FaZe in the end. They actually lost the first kill, remember. It was HellRaisers to get in towards the main entrance at the outside bomb site. And then the recovery play is Guardian and Rain contact down the lower ramp just as Angel pulls out his incendiary. And that's Guardian getting the majority of the kills there. Hobbit had a chance, like he said, burrowed towards the inside site. Might as well given it a go, but they opted to save 3 weapons and try and force around them. MP9 and UMP to be brought out. That's Dead Fox and Angel using the lesser weapons here. Round 14, And they still have the AWP as Olof Meister now throwing the initial utility to push the CTs back.
I suppose the option was if they went for it and lost out, they're kind of in a, not quite a double eco, but a pretty limited situation for the end of the half. Now they've got weapons and they're fighting. Voxic burning one. He'll follow it up on the AWP to get Nico as well, but Olaf's got one on the nade, and I don't know if they're aware that he's already snuck inside a sandwich, so if they overlook the position, he could catch them off quite considerably. Hobbit getting closer. Who's going to spot the shin bone of the other first? As he peeks out toward E-Box, he's past Olaf's position, but if he advances even slightly, he'll be caught off in the gun barrel. Not quite around the corner. I think Olaf gets this. Yeah, absolutely. Hobbit had no idea he was that close.
It was so touch and go who would win that battle, but Olof Meister certainly does. He's got 2 kills to his name. Guardian continues to find frag after frag. Round 14 going in favor of FaZe at double digits on the T side of train. Might not be recoverable by this point. They're not going to have much cash for the final round. It's likely to be 11-4 at this stage. Just a formality now as FaZe make sure they don't make any mistakes here. Give Angel nothing to work with in that final round. Let him survive at this point. If you know he's got an MP9, might as well let him keep it. Don't even risk the fact he could have an AK for the next round as he tries to recover the AWP here. He knows they're probably watching it, and he'd be right in thinking so. Olof Meister watching it like a hawk right now. Angel waiting for the bomb to go off, presumably, then he'll grab it. But I don't think that's going to work out for him. Here comes Rain.
Yeah, easy. Line up the shot. Make no mistake about it. Yanko seems pleased with the progress of FaZe so far. Love to start off 1-0 today. Top 4 potential, absolutely, for FaZe. There's no question that's almost expected, I think, in many ways.
Yeah, you'd have to think that way, considering the players available to them, the time they've had now, the changes being made, and it seems that the players are turning up at this point. If this is a sign of things to come, it's quite a scary message. At this point, at least, 10-4, Nico with a decent spawn trying to beat the smoke. He's actually pushed past it. Remember, they have been completely wrecked financially. HellRaisers will have SMGs and a FAMAS at the very top end of the spectrum as Olof Meister's got a boost.
Wants to make sure he gets the angle right. Pull Rain back slightly. They'll walk up together. We can't see it right now, but Olaf's actually just creeping a little bit further up on his head each step they take so we can clear off the entire top of the blue train where Nico now is. Does the heal show? It does.
Yeah, you can see that.
He didn't realize it. It's a pretty small, dark texture to spot. We have X-ray that makes that easy. That one's easy, but Hobbit got away with that. Because Nico would have been able to spot it if he was very keen-eyed. Guardian might have to be careful here. We got a flank going on at long right now. It's Voxic that wants to slip in. If they're slow about getting outside of A main, that's the bomb as well. 48 seconds, they should be able to turn to recover it. But if he gets in there in time, and Rain turns around to go back, Hell becomes a problem. Issa's down, he's got no HP. And one thing at a time, Voxic's also been found, so forget that proposition. It's been covered. FaZe are gonna go 11-4, it looks like.
Looks like it. Hobbit has got AK and armor though. It required an ace to actually win this one out, but it looks like the bomb has actually gone towards inside. So any chance he had has been officially shut down. FaZe were the favorites coming into this one, and now the absolute favorites close it out. 11-4 on the T side of train is an almost impossible comeback for HellRaisers. They're going to have to win the pistol. We'll find out if they can after this break.
Clouds, and I'll take it, yeah. Reminding myself to just let go. Don't wonder how far I can fall. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out.
11-4 in favor of FaZe as they swap over to the CT side. Had a moment of comedy in our break that no one got to see. Remember when the observers used to dance to the music?
I do very well.
Yeah, Rushley was doing that, and it booted him from the server for too many commands, which I thought was rather comical.
Well, luckily it didn't happen when the camera was on, but you've made sure.
That Rushley got roasted? Yeah, that's it. Okay. I was having a chuckle.
Those odds are incorrect.
That's backwards, I would suggest.
Yes. So just so notes, either way, it's going to be Issa who opens things up. A fast Ivy play here yields 2 frags, both of them headshots on the Glock, and it's going to be an impossible recovery here for FaZe. They've got to rotate into this one as Rain comes back with 2. My goodness. It looks like they might have a fighting chance. It goes down to the 2-on-2 here, and it's Adren and Guardian somehow bringing that round back to life. It looked like it was absolutely done for. If you lose 2 kills like that and they get out of Ivy, you'd assume the rotations are coming through. You're not going to have time to actually get in position, but they somehow hit every single shot and deny the plant as well. I am gobsmacked. That's going to be gutting for HellRaisers. That felt like it was theirs all day long. As we'll see it go 12-4. HellRaisers, no plant. Going to have to force buy in this second round considering the scoreline. And Rain, calm as ever, just to close things out there. It's Adren backing him up. Round 17, here it comes. Tech-9s, Deagles, and a PZ-50.
Yeah, this is a difficult affair for now for HellRaisers to try and get themselves back into it, and they'll run in straight to Olaf. He's tagged at 22, so he's got to be somewhat careful in that position, but job done. And Nico already rotating in. It's good positioning from Nico and good support as he's able to now make it 13-4. How's our A stream looking?
It's G2 playing right now, isn't it? And they are currently... Let's have a look. Who gets there first?
I do. Currently 7-4 in favor of Na'Vi.
Who are on the T side, I think. I think it's Inferno.
So it is Inferno. Yeah, that's not too bad at all from Na'Vi.
Oh no, Na'Vi are CT side. Okay, so there you go. So it's still
to play for.
To play for, absolutely. This game maybe not though, because this could be 14-4.
And Na'Vi's one to watch this event for all the wrong reasons. So, well, okay. Aside from Simple, he's exciting at all times, but lots going on within that team that's bringing some questions up.
I don't know if you caught the interview from Zeus on HLT.
Wasn't that pleasant, was it?
Not the greatest quotes in that one. Doesn't bode well.
No, it really doesn't.
Go check it out after this game, perhaps, if you're not sure what we're talking about. Some strange comments made suggesting he's not really fussed by this being a major, and the future of the team he's not too sure of. Either way, like we said, this should be a guaranteed round for FaZe. And it is a very convincing one. Get 1 kill, but it's 14-4 on the CT side of Train, and their money is, what, limited at best here. They're going to have enough of rifles, but compromise we made is actually pretty decent. Voxy gets the AWP at least, but he gets no grenades. And will FaZe be able to find around 15 here? That's the real question. Olaf will keep his UMP. Rain on the FAMAS. Guardian has his AWP. As we get into it, we'll have a look at the final few rounds here. If FaZe can finish it off cleanly or HellRaisers make a bit of a comeback, we'll see. Not looking good for them either way.
Boost up for Guardian. AWP hasn't gone for the shot yet through Z connector. Olaf is ready at long smoke down. UMP this time, not MP9. They're pre-firing the angle, but he's got Nico with him. They're going to nade stack it and fire in. They're looking for any and all damage that they can find, and Angel suffers the worst of it. He goes down to 22. Clever little idea.
Yeah, the smoke especially. Then the double nade as well. 3 of them there. Another HE lands. They've been tagged up a lot here. That makes the FAMAS and the M4s a lot more viable. It means there's 3 players actually in 1-tap potential now. So they become orgs now, essentially. They've been upgraded, those M4s. Flashes in towards Pop Dog. See FaZe have got some tricks up their sleeve here as they funnel them towards inside. There's Angel, who's going to stay towards Ivy on that low HP. Just going to keep showing presence, potentially go for a backstab. He throws 1 smoke towards the end of Ivy, just to keep Olaf Meister entertained. But what a smoke that is. Perfectly done. That timing couldn't be better. Just as they're getting ready to deploy their final play, smoke comes down. That's another 15 seconds they've got to wait. It means their final commitment here will be panicked as they try and trade out kills and get a quick plant down. Flashes through. Down the lower ramp they go, but they've got to deal with this man here. Guardian misses the initial shot, but Adren, he holds strong here. Doesn't overcommit, wants to make sure they maintain the advantage. And what a great position from him. The incendiary goes on top of the bomb, and that puts things into a pretty difficult spot for Voxic. He'll grab that bomb and actually get it down towards the left-hand side of the tray.
In the smoke as well, so they wouldn't be able to spot him, but they know he's on that side of it because they've just cleared from upper as well as Guardian advancing. AWP looks for Guardian. He was already well aware of where he'd gone. Nico was watching the backside of the train. They had him pretty much checkmated at that point in time, and that's pretty much how they've got this game. 15 rounds now for FaZe. HellRaisers looking flat, I have to say. Remember, this was 3-3 at one point in time. It's now 15-4.
Yeah, it's really gone wrong for them. That's guaranteed victory for FaZe. It's just a matter of time at this point. HellRaisers looking to get some rounds on the board just to kind of make this a little bit more dignified. Voxic, glass cannon, 4 AKs to get the plant down. Loss bonus on their side, but time is certainly not. Dead Fox 6 and 17, Angel 6 and 18. A couple of names you wouldn't expect at the top, but they're certainly a little bit absent. That's a fantastic way to open up round number 20. Guardian gets dropped. Difficult shot to make, and Voxic nails it. Hasn't been his best showing on train. 11 kills. You really need to see him post 20 plus in the first half, hopefully. When he's on the CT side, we wanted to see him really go off, but couldn't get going at all. And it's at the Hobbit now as he goes towards the upper ramp alone. And there's no trade potential. There's no execution there. He's just walked at upper and been dropped by his former teammate. And that's back to the 4-on-4.
Voxic will take bomb back down the brown halls. Or away from them, I should say, to be specific. As Angel's starting to go at Ivy. He's making this call. They're kind of relying on his information. No one's going to be directly in front of him as of yet. "50 seconds potentially left in this game or less. Could be a whole lot more as well if they can find picks on entry on the HellRaisers side.
That smoke makes things complicated again. That's the bomb smoked out of the site. Players towards Ivy, but what can they really do there? And hopefully a bit more of that comes in their favor. They will re-challenge the orb. I'm not sure why. But Angel is dropped, and now it's through the grey screen they go, and it looks like we are going to go 16-4, man.
Solid read from Nico. Took one at Ivy, looked back, even dodged the flash coming out from A main, and re-scoped in. Perfect timing. Olaf spots Voxic, takes him down 16-4. Great from FaZe, exactly how they want to get things started. Not so much from HellRaisers, and a lot of people have sort of been writing them off coming into this event. Maybe, hopefully, something to turn it around, but they'll go 0-1 to start. And FaZe will jump out with an early lead, and I think they'll be pretty relaxed with that.
I think so. Nico played very, very well. He finishes a 16-4 game with 20 frags, so you do the math. That's actually a very strong performance from him. Guardian as well looked fantastic on the orb, and I think the main problem for HellRaisers there is Voxic was very absent there in the CT half, only getting 4 rounds in total, and then losing the second half pistol. It all just went really, really wrong for them.
Hobbit was the only one really, Issa to an extent on 12, but Hobbit with 15 kills is really the only one there. There was 2 players that ended on 6. That was Dead Fox and Angel. I'm just looking here because it's still on the screen for us, but yeah, that's a bit of a lackluster performance, I think, from HellRaisers. But from FaZe perspective, when you've just made a change to bring in a Dren, you've already won E-League to start it off. You've got a new coach as well in the form of Yanko.
Yep.
You've had majors slip away. You want to make this as stress-free as possible before the playoffs, and that's a good way to start it.
Especially if you get that 3-0, there'll be plenty of days off as well in that respect, so you can work and boot camp a little bit more. So you want this to be as clean as possible. You don't want to get your practice in on these servers. You want to do it outside, back at the hotel.
Absolutely.
So that's FaZe looking very good. A dominant performance there, 16-4, and HellRaisers, I'm not sure we'll see much more from them. That didn't excite me enough. I didn't see much that really said, wow, they're going to do damage here.
I did say I had them getting through to the top 8. That puts that in doubt because you've got teams like Energy that could, no question. Ents, Renegade's already beating Ents. Maybe they've got a chance to go through. That would be quite a story. They've already secured that they, or insured, I should say, that they don't have to go to the next minor, which is impressive from them. Nonetheless, that's always complicated when they're playing in North America and they have to go all the way back to Australia.
That's a very good point, yeah.
Yeah, Peter from HLTV. Peter from HLTV, he tweeted it out already because they missed a Pro League and I think they missed an ECS as well from that situation. So that's pretty significant in its own right. But yeah, there's lots of teams that are going to be chomping at the sort of the back 3 positions within the top 8.
Yeah, I feel like teams like Avangar are going to be more surprising than HellRaisers. I feel like they've got more tactical depth and maybe more star power as well. It's the first best of one for them. We can't take too much from it. Like the same story for Big. We didn't have Zantares in that game at all, but I'm sure he'll develop into the tournament. So we can't take too much information here, but it's not looking good.
With that, we are going to look good. On a break, we'll be back with game number 3 on the B stream in just a minute.